I mean, the spread right now is 5.5 on, whichever book you're looking at. This seems to be the consensus line. The over under has cratered to like 37.5. A lot of that is built in with, I don't think a lot of people, myself included, are expecting Deshaun Watson to start on Sunday. I believe there's also like rain forecasted as well too. It's already come out, as Stefanski said, that if Watson isn't able to go, it's going to be the PJ Walker show.
Wow.
Yikes! It's going to be interesting to see. Like I said, just lay them with the 49ers. Jedrick Wills is going to be tested a lot by this defensive line for the 49ers. He's had a bit of a rough year so far. I really want to see how this defense is going to the defense for the Browns, I should say, is going to use Myles Garrett, because part of me wants to see the matchup between him and Trent Williams, but I feel like Jim Schwartz is going to move him inside on some plays to try to get like the best matchup advantage. But the offensive line for the 49ers is like probably the best in the league right now, right by the Eagles and whatnot. And Brock Purdy's a machine, man. Like, I know we were
Yes,
saying
let's talk
like
about him. Let's talk
at the
about Brock Purdy for a second, Puma, because I think we need to start making the case. And I said this last week. I think there's something about this kid that's special. Like, I'm not saying he's the next Patrick Mahomes or the next Tom Brady, but this kid, man, like, he just knows where to go with the football. He's so damn smart. And he is everything that we build Mac Jones to be, where like he knows before the ball is snapped, oh crap, if this read's not here, I'm going here. If this is not going, I'm going there. Like, he is brilliant at running that offense, bro. I think he might be special.
I can buy that. I mean, I still lean a little bit more towards like the Shanahan system, but no,
Yeah, but you saw Jimmy Garoppolo in that system, didn't you? Like, yeah,
yeah.
they got to the Super Bowl, but God, sometimes he looked god awful, throwing interceptions here and
Oh
there.
yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. Was like, it's still like, yeah, Purdy is operating great. He's making all the reads. Like, yes, talent is there for Purdy. So like, I'm gonna put 55%
Of course,
on Shanahan in the system, and then the
yeah,
remaining balance is gonna be on Purdy. I'm not just saying like, oh, if you drop Brock Purdy in like the Tampa Bay offense,
you're
like
never
he's
hear
gonna
from
be an
him again. Yeah,
absolute scrub. I am not
yeah.
saying that by any stretch of the imagination. He's operating within the system. If the first read's not there, there's one play and there's one check, and if it's not there, we're going to the check. And that's kind of what drove Aaron Rodgers nuts when he was up in Green Bay, is he couldn't really audible out of plays and do what he wanted to. Brock Purdy is doing exactly what the doctor is ordering him to do. And with all these playmakers around there and the Swiss Army knife known as Christian McCaffrey back there, like, I have a very hard time seeing a way for this Browns defense, especially Jim Schwartz and how aggressive he wants to be in his play calling, is going to stop this. I think, there's a good chance the 49ers will cover this over by themselves like they did last week against Dallas.
Yeah. So watching the 49ers, man, like, it just makes me sad because I remember that's what we used to be. That's what the Patriots used to be. Like, they would come out, they would get up early on you, they'll just pound you into the ground, just relentless wave after wave. We're the smarter team. We schemed it up better. We had the better defense. We had the quarterback that was doing it all. And now I look at it and I'm like, damn, man, we got Mac Jones.
Yep. What a time to be alive. But the messed up thing is, like, there can't be enough emphasis on how the stars aligned in San Francisco,
Mhm.
because like part of that coaching staff wanted Mac Jones, and then like the general manager wanted Trey Lance, and somehow like the moon and the stars and the earth spinning on a 90-degree equinox, in the words of Scott Steiner versus the English language, like Brock Purdy fell to them. Like, you want to talk about golden parachutes in the history of the National Football League? That is the ultimate one, because if it wasn't Brock Purdy there right now, there would be massive questions about this coaching staff. It can't be emphasized enough. And it's going to be interesting when push comes to shove, because he's going to have to get paid pretty soon. And there's still like reports coming out that he has a roommate in San Francisco so he can make rent every
Yep.
month. And he's
Yeah. He,
quarterbacking the best team in the National Football League. So
But
I really,
we should have known this. We saw him. I know you started watching some college football towards the end of Brock Purdy's career, but I don't know if you watched, him at Iowa State. But look at where that program is now with him gone. Literally one player
Mm-hmm.
left, and that program is off the map again.
It's off
With
the
Brock
map. They
Purdy
have a
there.
gambling problem. It's
Yeah,
insane.
yeah. I think the world of him, and I think the kid is playing lights out. He's undefeated as a starter. He the only time he lost a game was when his elbow was so messed up he needed surgery the next day. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
that's the only time he lost a game was in that Eagles game, NFC Championship game. And who knows if he wouldn't got hurt, man? Who knows? Might have been a magical story. So. I'm with you there. I think the 49ers are a better team. I think if Deshaun Watson doesn't play, the 49ers are gonna roll. But here's something I'm gonna say, and this might be a little crazy, okay?
Oh, here we
If
go.
Deshaun Watson's playing on Sunday, I got the Cleveland Browns winning.
You're on drugs. Okay.
The Cleveland Browns are gonna win on Sunday. And the only reason I say that is because West Coast team making a long trip over to the other side of the country, 1 o'clock game. The Browns are a team that I think maybe the 49ers could overlook in that situation. And ultimately, I do believe that Cleveland Browns defense can wreak some havoc. Like, I mean, let's not get it twisted. That defense, if it's right and it's going the way it's going for the Browns, how it has been, I think the 49ers could be in some trouble here. Now, obviously, that's a big if, like in my opinion. Obviously, if Deshaun Watson plays and all that stuff, but I tell you what, man, I wouldn't be shocked if the Cleveland Browns somehow won this game.
I could buy that if I didn't see how Deshaun Watson looked against Pittsburgh on Monday Night Football week 2,
Yeah.
because they gave him fits. He was making all these stupid penalties. Like, I feel like that's kind of the blueprint as to what the 49ers are going to do. And if it's going to be like rainy and windy in
Yeah.
Cleveland and winds of like 20 miles an hour, like, I'm all set. And by the way, like, not enough is being said about essentially Deshaun Watson saying, "Hey, medical staff, hey, coach, I'm just going to sit this one out."
Yeah.
Like, nothing's being
Yeah.
made. There's not enough. And like,
Yeah.
Jay, you bury Lamar,
Yeah.
but Deshaun Watson's okay.
No, I never said he's okay. I never once
Okay.
said that. I have very little to no respect for people like Lamar Jackson and Deshaun Watson. I shouldn't be put in the same conversation when it comes to what Deshaun Watson is doing off the field. I'm just strictly talking about the injury aspect and quitting on your
Mm.
team. So to make that clear, but I have no room for people that quit in their team. Lamar Jackson decided last year he would rather get paid and he would sit out a playoff game. And I think the same situation is happening in Cleveland now, where Deshaun Watson seems to have been cleared from his medical staff, and he still decided to sit out because, quote unquote, he didn't feel well. So, in my eyes, it's a little bit of a quitting syndrome there. It really tells me where his priorities are, and he's on very thin ice with me as well in that situation.
It's